Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Kyoryuger review for you today. This is the 9th Zyuden Plezuon, or Plezuon, depending on how you want to say it. This is the front of the box here. Really nice graphic here of the toy. Here's the spaceship mode and the beast battery. Take a look at the top. Nice graphics there. On the side, just kind of shows the spaceship mode into the robot. And it shows how you can connect other dinosaurs on the arm. Here's the back. I'll have to scroll up a little bit here. But it just shows beast battery going in, the two spaceship modes, robot mode. Shows a combination it can do with Gabotira, which we'll get to. Here's the side. Again, just kind of more shots of all the different combinations. And then here is the bottom with another pretty cool graphic, very similar to the bottom of all the other boxes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box. Alright, so out of the box we have Plezuon, or Plezuon. This is his kind of more rocket ship mode, which is shown in when he shows up on the show, he's in space. So this is kind of a rocket ship mode. This is the Zyuden that he comes with, the beast battery. The glow-in-the-dark mode, and there's the sparkly mode, and then it says Plezuon on the back. Now on the show he starts out like this, but then when they put the beast battery in his mouth, if you open it up, and there's a, sorry, kind of hard to show you because he's very big and bulky, but if you push this in and pull it forward, then you can put the beast battery in his mouth, and it'll click, and then you pull it back. Now on the show, when you put the beast battery in, these fold down, but you don't need to do that. Like, you don't need to put the beast battery in to fold those down. You can just fold them down manually, and he makes like an even cooler spaceship mode in my opinion. I really like the look of this better than when the thrusters are on top. Plus, I guess if you had like an action figure or something, you could stand them on the side. Some people say that Kyoryuger can kind of straddle that, but I tried it. It doesn't really work with mine, and I don't want to break it trying to do it. But some people have said that it can. Now, the sound effects for this, I'll take the beast battery out again. The sound effects are all located in this first piece here. So if you turn it upside down, there's the on and off switch right there. So if you come back and put the beast battery in again, and as soon as you slide it back, and it's kind of like Pterodon in the way that it doesn't really matter what beast battery you put in there, it's always going to say Plezuon. That's the only sound that he makes as far as putting in beast batteries. He's got two buttons on the top here. If you press this, it kind of starts like it starts music. How it works is this is just kind of like theme music that it'll continue to play for a while. I think it will eventually stop, but it usually doesn't stop until you hit the second button, because this music on the show is what plays during the transformation from spaceship to robot mode, and then you're supposed to hit the button when you're finished, because then it announces Plezuon, which is the name of the robot form. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to transform it into robot form for you. Just for the purposes of this, I'm just going to turn the sound effects off for now because it's easier. You're going to start by taking off these big white pieces on both sides. You can see they just kind of connect in these two white pieces right here. Then this whole next section is one piece starting right here. And you can see, I'll fold these up to get them out of the way. Well, it doesn't really help, but right there. So you just take that all off in one piece and just set that to the side. Alright, next, these two purple parts are arms. So you're going to just pull that whole section right off. Now you can go ahead and fold these up. And then also on the back, underneath, this was the very back of the rocket mode. This black piece, that pops right off. And this head piece pops right off. This will become the head. So you're kind of left with this section here. I'm going to place this down and I'm going to move the camera a little bit. I wanted to move the camera back a little bit because he's going to start to get very tall. So again, you're left with this section of which you're going to fold this down. You can see it's kind of starting to take shape. The legs are going to pop apart like that. Then you're going to fold these arms down. Now these two pieces here, there's 3 connectors here, but it's this connector and this connector are going to plug in to the top and the bottom one. And that's going to make the leg sections. You can do the same thing on the other side. So there you go. Now he's got his feet. This piece here, this black piece, if you turn it around, there's a little connection under here. This just pops into that. It's kind of just storage because this mode doesn't really need that piece. Now, this giant piece that was the neck, it has 2 connectors, these 2 in the middle. This is pretty much a standard arm connection. There's no reader in here, so it's not going to make any sounds, but you can connect these 2 pieces here just like a normal arm. Now this big purple piece is actually 2 arms if you pull it apart, and you can see these are black molded fists. So if you wanted, you could put one of these in each of his arm sockets instead of the big like head gun here. And they just snap like that. Now the extra one, you're going to turn them around, and this is going to plug right there. That's just for storage. Like I said, if you wanted to take this off, you could put the other arm on there, but it's much cooler with the big gun. Now you're going to put the head on with this side in the front. And then this slides up to reveal the face. Oh, I turned this off. Now one thing I did forget to show you, if you take the Beast battery out, it does make, the top button kind of makes a generic laser sound, and the bottom sound is kind of a generic dinosaur roar sound. So just wanted to show you that. Now, once he's in this mode, what you can do, if you push this up and you start the theme music, so on the show, he does kind of a pump action and then like a giant laser fire. And on the show, it opens the mouth for the laser to come out. But basically, you start the theme music, hold down the button like you're going to take out the Beast battery, go forward and do 1 pump back. It says San for 3, same, Ni, 2, and then Ichi counts backwards 3, 2, 1. And then it does the loud like laser fire. So I'll do that one more time for you. So that's kind of like his final attack. It's just a loud explosion sound. Now, like I said, these arm ports are normal connectors. So I just happen to have Bunpaki handy. So if you take this off, you can just snap it right off. And then any of the arms will work. You can just go ahead. And there you go. Any of the arms work. Like I said, Bunpaki seems to be the one that I use on the show the most, but any of the arms should work. And you can go ahead and connect that. Then if you want to store the arm, you can take this off, connect these back together, and then you can store both of them on the back. So then he's got a full backpack. And like I said, if you want, you could take this off and put another dinosaur over here. You could have 2 dinosaur arms, whatever you want to do. So that's pretty much it for this robot mode. But he does have another combination where he can combine with Gabutira, and they form Bakuretsu Kyoryuger. I think that's what it's called. So I'm going to go ahead and get those ready for that. Alright, so what I've done here is I've gone ahead and disassembled Plezuon, and I have Gabutira transformed in this kind of halfway mode. What you would do is transform the legs exactly like you're making Kyoryuger, but you leave the top section in Gabutira mode. Normally you would turn this 90 degrees, take the tail off, and flip, well, you will flip the head up. But you're going to leave it just like this. Now, when you get Plezuon, you get this little white piece. Is a very important piece that comes with it. What you do with this is you turn Gabutira around, and this is going to slide in the back here, and it's going to be very tight, and it's going to go in between his waist and the top of his legs. If you turn it around the side, you can see, I know it's kind of hard to see, but this right here is the top of his leg, and this is in here, just making it more solid, because when you put everything on top of here, it's going to be a lot more weight than I think this toy was originally designed to handle. So they put this in to make it really solid so that you don't have any problems with weight, so it doesn't break. So it's a very nice thing they did looking ahead. So how you're going to start is you're going to have these 2 pieces that go on the bottom of Plezuon, the feet, and these are going to go on Gabutira's feet. Now he's got connectors. I know it's hard to see because they're black, but there's one here, and then there's one here. And this one is going to go on the one at the top of his foot, and this one is going to go on the bottom of his foot. So they just snap on like that. And this one does exactly the same thing. So once you have those both stepped on, and like I said, I'm going to try my best to keep him in shot, but by the end he's going to be very, very tall. So the next thing you can do, this black piece that was kind of the butt flap on Plezuon, you're going to take it and put it like this, and these 2 pieces right here, these 2 connectors, are going to go into right here on one of Gabutira's arm slots. And that just kind of helps to hide his arm slot and gives him a little bit of a, crotch plate or cod piece, whatever you'd like to call it. The next thing you're going to do is take Plezuon. Let me remember where this goes. I believe you turn him around like this. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. You're going to turn it around. No, yeah, this goes in the back. I'm sorry. So, this is the spot that was his head. You're going to turn it like this. You're going to turn these straight down. Like that. Now the legs, if you see, there's a connector here and there's a port here. And you're going to bring these down and they're going to snap right in. There you go. Now you're going to come here and these flaps will lift up. Actually, I guess you should probably do this back here when there's nothing in the way. You're going to flip this up, and then you see here there's another black arm port that you flip out and then flip this back down. And it's got the perfect amount of clearance. And then this is just another standard arm port. So you're going to do that on both sides. And then you're going to flip that till it snaps. Now what you're going to do is see this big hole here? There's a little connector. That's going to go in the hole on the top of Gabutira's head. So this whole thing, and like I said, I'll have to pan this up. This whole thing is going to drop on top and peg into the top of Gabutira's head. And you can kind of see it buckle a little bit. That's why you need this back piece in here. So it's snapped in now. Now another thing that they do to shore this up and make it a little bit more sturdy, you've got these two arm pieces. Now they each have a little black piece that you can fold out in the middle, or on the side I should say. These are going to connect to Plezuon's original arms, and then if you'll notice, here on the side of Gabutira, there's a little port that this black piece is going to connect into, and that just kind of gives it a little bit more stability. So you're going to do the same thing on this side, and then the port is right here, and then that snaps in. So now what you can do, whoops, hit the button. Take this arm piece, and you can fold this, click it one forward, and this is going to fit into the new arm sections that you drop down. So it likes to go off while I'm trying to merge this up. Now on the other side, you have another arm section. You could literally put any other dinosaur in here. Now the box again shows Bunpaki, so I'm just going to use him. Oh, I have to get this out of the way. So there you go. Oops. Let me try to move this back a little bit. Like I said, he's really quite huge. I know that didn't really make sense what I just said, but that's how big he is. Now what you're going to do is, this was the side of the head that has Plezuon's normal head. Turn it 180. And you're going to snap it up here. And then these two pieces just fold open. Now, if you go back to the button that announced Plezuon, the triangle button on the side of this arm thing, and you hold it down, it says Bakuretsu Kyoryuger, which I think translates to exploding Kyoryuger or something to that effect. So I'll do a little bit of a pan down because I really don't think there's any way I'm going to fit them all in one shot. But this guy is truly massive. I mean, he is humongous. He's super tall. I think it looks awesome. I mean, first of all, you're starting out with a dinosaur that's a spaceship, which is just kind of amazing in its own right. So he's already quite large by himself. I mean, in Plezuon mode, he's about the same size as Kyoryuger. And then you basically combine the two together, and he's just massive. But I love the look of this thing. I like the head sculpt. I like having Gabutira's head on the front. The giant oversized arm doesn't look so oversized in this form. It kind of fits a little better, which is probably what they were going for. I just think it's amazing. I can't believe how huge it is. I love the colors together. I think the red and the gray and the purple and the white work really well. I like the head sculpt up here. His head almost is a little hidden towards the bottom. It's almost like I wish it opened up just a little bit more. But overall, it's pretty good. And I mean, you have a little bit of a screw hole there, but it's not really noticeable on the whole. I mean, you have screw holes a little bit all over the place. Not really much you can do about that. Toy needs to be held together. So... but ultimately, I think this guy is awesome. And again, if you've already been collecting the Kyoryuger line, absolutely no reason not to get Plezuon, however you want to say it. He is fantastic. So far, I've been really impressed by every single one of these Judenryu in this line. I think they're absolutely fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed this review of Plezuon and Plezo, and of course, Bakuretsu Kyoryuger. Please tell me what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.